Okay, good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday, November 17th. It's so great to have everyone listening today. Thank you so much for joining me on what I think is a very interesting topic again. Here we are, another discussion, probably going to go for a couple hours here, talking about foods that actually help you to lose belly fat or to lose weight. I think it's going to be an interesting discussion. I think it's going to, provoke a few questions from people, which I'm more than happy to answer. But I think it's a really interesting topic because we see these articles all the time. Eat this to lose belly fat, drink this to lose belly fat. So we're going to do a little bit of a deep dive into foods that are actually going to help you to lose belly fat. And let's actually, bring up the point, is there foods or is there some things that we can drink that are actually going to help you to lose belly fat? So we'll discuss all of that. But first of all, again, thank you very much for joining me this morning, 7 a.m. on a Wednesday. We've been going hard on the Wednesdays and Sundays discussion, so thank you so much for your support already. I already see all the thumbs up in here. Morgan, great to see you in here. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. But, it's an interesting topic because, like I said, I've done some videos on foods that can help you to lose weight. Foods that are going to help make you feel full, foods that are going to fill you up and not increase your blood glucose level so that you're getting a crash. I think the biggest thing that we have to remember, guys, when it comes to losing fat, whether it's your debunk the myths, yes, I think that's, it's funny, Morgan, that you say that. I think some of the things that we're going to be discussing, there's going to be a lot of debunking today. So that's why I think it's going to be interesting for you guys. It might not be something that we want to hear because I know people are going to be drinking certain things or eating certain things right now because maybe they watched a video on it or maybe they read a label because it's going to help with weight loss or help you to lose fat anywhere. So we just have to be talking about what the truths are and how we actually lose weight and how we actually lose belly fat. All right, that's the big thing because every time if you see a video or if you see an article or you hear something on TV, it's how do we lose belly fat? A lot of times for men and women, belly fat is the big one. For women, a lot of the times it's hips, thighs, things like that. You see it all the time. Let's talk a little bit about the foods that are going to help. So thank you so much. 9 thumbs up already. Thank you so much for your support, guys. That's a great way to support the channel. I really appreciate all of the support that you guys have been giving me. So before we get into this chat, let me just thank everyone again. Thank you so much for all of the support that you've shown the channel. All the thumbs up, watching the videos, they've been going up on a daily basis, all of the streams, all of the nice comments that everyone's been leaving. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And, it motivates me to get on here 7 a.m. nice and early Wednesday morning and then get talking about an interesting topic here for you guys. So let's get into it. Morgan, we can get into it here. And if there's anyone else in chat, let me know where you're listening from. And then let me know, where you're where you're listening from, and then 2, if you're new to the stream, if this is your first time listening, and thank you so much for all of the support again. So let's just go over just real quick, what are some foods that you always typically hear that are going to help sort of melt away belly fat or lose belly fat? All right, because there's ones that you hear all the time, and usually the term that you're going to hear, guys, the term that you're going to hear when it comes to losing belly fat are you want to have foods that have a thermogenic effect. Okay, thermogenic effect. All right, so that just means that your body's using more energy throughout the day. A thermogenic effect, it also can mean, like you were talking about, Morgan, like heating up the body. So by doing that, through that process, you're burning more calories throughout the day. All right, so foods that have a thermogenic effect or quote unquote a fat burning effect. All right, so some of the ones that you'll always hear, what are the most thermogenic effective foods? All right, because if we want to be burning more calories throughout the day and of course fat burning, all right, we want to be eating foods which they tell us are things like eggs, even egg whites, fatty fish with omega-3 fatty acids, so like your salmons and sardines. You'll see sort of these specialty type of foods that you can put in there, so you can make drinks and sort of these detox drinks. So cayenne pepper is a big one. Apple cider vinegar is another big one. Sometimes chili powder, because those have thermogenic properties. All right, they're saying that if you eat those, and you see in some studies that they can have a little bit of a difference on your metabolic rate, but still the same. We have to take into account what that actually means. UK, Morgan, 12 p.m. there. Nice. Right in the middle of your day. Perfect. I know that in the UK it's a 5-hour difference from here, so makes perfect sense. So thermogenic effect, guys. That's your fat burning effect when we eat foods. And again, the important ones that you always hear. All right, I'll give you guys like a top 5. All right, your top 5 will sort of be like an apple cider vinegar, a green tea, cayenne pepper. Another important one that you see all the time is lemon water. Okay, and then I think if you're gonna throw one more in there, it'd be something like your fatty fish or salmon or some other sort of vinegar type food. But you just see it's so funny because you see it all the time. Montricia, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Thank you so much. Coming in from Wisconsin, very nice. I've been to Wisconsin actually. Here in Canada, I've been to Wisconsin. Awesome. Thanks, Montricia. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Thank you so much for joining me. Good morning to you as well. Thank you again. So those thermogenic effects, all right, foods that increase your metabolic rate, foods that are going to boost up the metabolism, and foods that are going to have fat burning properties. But let's take a look at, what's the myth here, guys? All right, the first myth. Okay, that's great because, I've seen studies where, let's take a look at eggs, for instance. Okay, you guys know that I love eggs. I think that they're a superfood. I think that they're great in the morning. If you're going to have an egg, all right, if you're going to have eggs, a lot of times people will tell you just have egg whites because you get the protein, you don't get the fat. Well, we want some of that fat. We want to have at least one whole egg in there if we can, because one, you're getting all of the healthy fats and you're getting all of the micronutrients. They're all in the yolk. All right. In the egg white, devoid almost of nutrients totally. It's just pretty much macronutrient based. So it's all protein. But those healthy fats are fine. We just don't want to overdo it. A lot of people are also scared of cholesterol. Remember, guys, eating cholesterol, like cholesterol foods like eggs and other things, that's not going to have a huge effect on your serum cholesterol levels. All right, it's more of your lifestyle. If we're living a sedentary lifestyle, if we're overweight and we're not active, that's going to have a lot bigger, and genetic reasons as well. That's going to have a much bigger effect on your serum cholesterol levels than eating eggs are. Get your eggs in, again, moderation, 1 to 2, you're going to be just fine. All right, at least for most people. And if you're worried about that, always speak to your doctor. Now again, I just want to point out, so we're talking about eggs here because I want to bring up one point about the metabolic effect. But again, you guys more than welcome to ask any questions that you have on the topic about losing weight, losing belly fat, things of that nature. So we always see what are some of the best foods, all right? And remember, we're looking for foods that, 1, are low on the glycemic index, and 2, have thermogenic properties. Again, that's the fat burning property, and that's what's going to boost up your metabolism. And they say that's what's going to be causing you to lose belly fat, to melt away belly fat. So one of the best ones, and one of the ones that you see the most often, all right, is one going to be eggs. Like I say all the time, eggs have tons of health benefits. I love eggs. They're a superfood for me. All right, but the important thing to remember here, guys, when it comes to eggs, we see in studies that, yes, all right, you're getting high quality protein, all right, and it has the ability to increase your metabolic rate by a certain percentage. Doesn't matter. The important thing is that it increases your metabolic rate, so your metabolism throughout the day, several hours during the day after eating eggs. All right. The important thing that you have to take away from that study, though, is the reason why, and sometimes you can handpick studies here. The reason why people who ate eggs in this instance lost weight was because when they ate eggs, they ate fewer calories. All right, I think it was something like 400 calories. So what that means is they're probably in a calorie deficit. And that's what I want to make sure I drive home today here for you guys. Yes, we can have a boost of metabolism. That's fine. Is the boost of metabolism going to be something that's, going to be causing you to lose all of this weight and then in turn belly fat? Probably not. All right, it's probably not going to be the boost of the metabolism that you guys are thinking that we're going to get, or a lot of the readers would think that they're going to get. The important part is the individuals in the study are eating fewer calories. 400 fewer calories a day is quite a bit. All right, you're going to be in a good deficit from that. All right, remember, to lose weight, if you want to lose belly fat and to lose weight, you have to be in a calorie deficit. It's the only way to do it. If you're eating at maintenance levels, then you're just going to stay the exact same weight. If you're eating in a surplus, you're going to gain weight. So that's why I'm saying the important part of the study was that people were eating fewer calories. It was 400 calories. That's going to add up fast. If you're doing that for a week, that's almost a pound of weight loss a week, guys, because that's on average almost 3,000 calories. To lose 1 pound, you have to be in a deficit of 3,500 calories. So no wonder these individuals are losing weight. And no wonder, all right, if you're losing some weight, if you're doing the right type of training, if you're eating the right type of foods, all right, you're going to get a little bit of fat loss as well. England, very nice. We have a couple individuals from England. Phil, and you're new to the chat. Perfect. Welcome, Phil. Thank you so much. Great to have you in chat today. So eggs would be the first one, guys, saying that it's going to boost metabolism, all right, help you lose belly fat, help you lose weight. Another one here that we see all the time, all right? Sorry, just as I'm having a little bit of coffee this morning here, coffee would be another one, all right? You'll see studies where if you drink coffee, you're going to lose weight. Why? Because it's going to boost metabolism, all right? It's going to help you to burn fat, all right? And again, the one thing that I'll say about coffee is caffeine can be sort of a little bit of a metabolism booster, the caffeine in it, but again, it's going to be next to nothing. All right, next to nothing. All right, you'd have to drink quite a bit of coffee to even get that metabolic rate difference. All right, like even if you drink a whole bunch, like let's say cups of coffee, like 4 or 5 cups of coffee, you might see a metabolic rate change, so a boost in metabolism of something like 3%, which is quite small. All right. Now, another one that's super important here, guys, or at least super popular, is green tea. We've all seen it. We've all probably heard it. We've all probably seen videos on it. If we drink green tea, then it can help us to lose weight, help us to lose belly fat, all right? I see it all the time. Now, I drink green tea every single day, and I will drink it for those beneficial effects, but I drink it more for the antioxidant effects, the EGCG, all of those important things. Deborah, good morning to you. It's great to see you, Deborah. Awesome. Thank you so much. One of my biggest supporters out there. Yes, from South Carolina. Thank you so much, Deborah. Just heading out to work, but listen for a few minutes. Well, great. Great to have you in here no matter how long it is. Awesome to see you, Deborah. And like I said, one of the longest and biggest supporters of the channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming in this morning. So green tea is another one, guys. Green tea, and with that EGCG, antioxidants, all right, this is what the studies will tell you, all right? It's an excellent source of EGCG, an antioxidant that's going to promote fat burning and the loss of belly fat specifically. It's using those words specifically. Fat burning, boom. All right, loss of belly fat. Have it exactly what we're talking about today. All right, but again, to get that, all right, that's going to happen because it has an effect on metabolism, all right, boosting your metabolism. And if we're boosting our metabolism, guys, what we're actually saying is that you're going to be burning more calories throughout the day, all right, more calories throughout the day. And if we're doing that, then you're going to lead to more belly fat loss. It's been a while as I've been so busy. Yes, Deborah, that's okay. As a lot of us, it's been busy time. It's one of those times where a lot of people are busy right now. The holiday season is coming up, coming out of lockdowns, shutdowns, whatever it is, things have been going on in the world. So I know it's been definitely busy. So right now, we're just going over some foods where we hear that foods that we're saying we can actually lose belly fat. Green tea is going to be a big one, guys. You see it all the time, all right? A lot of the times in these studies, guys, to actually get this little boost in metabolism from green tea extract, you have to drink over 4 cups of green tea per day. It's like 5 to 6 cups. Very tough for a lot of people. I know I can't drink that. I try to drink as much green tea a day. I can have like 2 or 3. After that, you're just gonna it's tough to get them in, right? So you won't. It's unless you're really drinking a bunch of green tea, you're not even going to really be getting the metabolism boost or the metabolism benefits. So that's another big one. That's a huge food out there, green tea. All right. Another one, apple cider vinegar. You see all the videos out there, guys. Have a little shot of apple cider vinegar in the morning, and then boom, melt away belly fat. All right, now, that's not to say that I'm not saying that these foods don't have health benefits, but what we're specifically talking about is, will they help you to lose belly fat? All right, so we know that apple cider vinegar can, all right, help with lowering blood sugar, all right, regulating insulin levels in some people, all right, helping with digestion, helping with skin health. A lot of that is coming from the acetic acid that's found in apple cider vinegar. And that's what's usually correlated with why that they're saying in these studies that it's going to increase fat burning and reduce belly fat storage. All right, because of the acetic acid, all right, helping to increase fat burning and then in turn reducing belly fat. All right. Another one, chili peppers. All right, chili peppers is a huge one. All right, again, because capsaicin, all right, an antioxidant that's in it. All right, that's going to prevent, all right, one, overeating. All right, so they're saying the capsaicin found in chili peppers is one, going to help you from overeating. All right, but two, the big one there is it's going to give you that thermogenic effect. And remember, we already talked about, all right, that thermogenic effect is going to increase your fat burning. All right, so increase your metabolism and increase your fat burning throughout the day. All right, it's like revving up your metabolism, all right, heating up the body, and then in turn burning more and more calories throughout the day. All right, and thank you so much for the thumbs up, guys. I appreciate the support. Thank you very much. All right, so chili peppers, that's a huge one. Capsaicin, you see it all the time. All right, and again, certain studies out there, if you're eating a certain amount of chili peppers, all right, it's going to help reduce appetite. I think that it was something along the lines, if you're having chili pepper powder a couple times a week, adding it to meals, maybe you'll burn something like 50 calories extra per day. It's hard to say. It's different for everyone. I don't know how they got that 50 calories per day. All right, everyone's going to be different. It's going to have a thermogenic difference for everyone. All right, everyone's metabolism's different too. All right, we have to take that into consideration. So we know some of the foods where there's claims we're going to be losing body fat, guys. Now, again, I'm not saying that these foods don't have any benefits to them. Of course they do. I drink green tea every single day because of the health benefits to it, the antioxidants. All right, I'll have fatty fish, not every day, but I will take a fish oil supplement every day, so I guess it's every day. Right? Again, that's going to have tremendous health benefits for you. Omega-3s are great. We've talked about that in a lot of our latest discussions. Sodium, diabetes, sugar intake, all of that stuff. I'm not saying that these foods are bad, but will they help you to lose belly fat? Again, eggs. You've heard me talk about that in numerous studies. Love eggs. I think they're a tremendous superfood. Try to get the yolk in if you can. Don't be scared of the yolk. That's where all the healthy fat is. That's where all the nutrients are. So, through these foods, you're getting a thermogenic effect. All right, that's what's being told to us. All right, most of these are low glycemic index foods, so low GI. All right, they're going to help us to feel more full, which in turn is going to allow us to eat less. All right, and then all of these combined together is what's promoting belly fat loss. Well, let's take it from here, guys, all right? And then here's maybe where we can start debunking some of the myths when it comes to actually losing belly fat. Okay, because can it have a metabolic effect? Yes. But does that mean that you're going to be losing belly fat? Sadly, the answer is no, all right? The answer is no. Why? Because you cannot target fat loss. All right, we cannot specifically eat something or even through exercise, all right, target belly fat. All right, it's just not how the body works. Right? We could maybe, even if we were, let's say that these foods were going to help us to lose body fat, guys. All right, there is no guarantee, and for most people, belly fat loss is going to be the last place that you lose it. It's the place you put it on first, and it's the place that you lose it last. All right, how do we know that apple cider vinegar is going to automatically attack belly fat as opposed to fat in our hips or fat in our arms, our back, our chest, anywhere really? That's the hard part for most people, to hear, because they have that apple cider vinegar to lose belly fat specifically. All right, because that's where we all really want to lose it. Tammy, good morning to you too. Thank you very much. Again, one of the biggest supporters of the channel. Thank you so much, Tammy, longtime supporter, and everyone else again who's in chat right now. Thank you so much, Tammy. It's great to see you in chat. Deborah, Phil, Montricia, Morgan, thank you so much. And if there's anyone else listening out there, let me know where you're listening from. Say hello. It's always great to engage. All right, so again, with apple cider vinegar, there's these studies that show, okay, there might be an increase in metabolism. Again, it's going to be very small. All right, maybe a difference of 50 calories, maybe a 3% increase in metabolism. Again, that's going to be dependent on person to person. All right. Everyone's not the same. Just because one person sees an increase of 3% in metabolism does not mean someone else is going to see the exact same thing. All right, they might not see any. Okay, but the important thing that we need to take away from these studies, exactly, adipose tissue. You're exactly right, Montricia. I think we're on the same page here. All right, so the thing we have to take away, even with these foods, doesn't matter if it's green tea, apple cider vinegar, eggs, chili peppers, cayenne peppers, all of the things that we hear that are going to help melt away belly fat. All right, you can't spot reduce. We can't spot reduce specifically for belly fat. All right, and we can't even do that for exercise, guys. A lot of people will be coming in and they'll ask me, I want to lose belly fat. Let's hit core. Let's hit core a lot. Well, even if we're hitting core, let's say we're doing core workouts, that does not mean that you're going to be losing belly fat. You have to lose weight and you have to lose body fat over time. And it's that process of losing body fat over time where we eventually will start losing belly fat. Because you might lose it in the arms first, you might lose it in the back. Again, belly fat might be the last place where we lose it. It's usually the first. Sadly, the place where we gain it first is the place where we're going to lose it last, guys. Morgan, thank you so much. Great to see you in here. Look forward to these. Listen, learn while I crochet. Very nice. Great way to pass the time. Excellent. Miriam, thank you so much. New from CA. It's awesome seeing new people in the chat as well. Thank you so much. Oh, here it is. All coming in now. Felicia, thank you so much. Listening from Chicago. I've been to Chicago as well. All right, was supposed to go to CA. Actually just got canceled, but I'll probably be there at some point. Miriam, thank you so much, guys, letting me know where you're listening from. And thank you so much for letting me know if you're new in chat. Vitamin B12. Okay, vitamin B12 can increase your energy levels. All right. I have a B vitamin usually every single day. Again, is it going to help with weight loss or melt away belly fat? Probably not, unfortunately. I know there might be claims out there. All right, it can help with energy production. All right, so it can help increase energy. All right, temporarily. All right, again, a lot of people will take it as a supplement. A lot of people will get vitamin B12 injections for that reason, to increase energy. All right, I know people who do that. All right, and is it helpful for them? Absolutely. At least that's what I'm being told. But is it going to help lose belly fat? Unfortunately, it's just not how it works. All right, if we were going to be going in and getting a B12 injection, or we were taking a B12 supplement, all right, everyone would be taking it, all right, if we were trying to lose weight. As we've talked about before, right now there's an epidemic of obesity. All right, there's an epidemic of obesity right now, and it's not just the United States, it's not just Canada, all right, or the Western world. We've talked about this before. It's all over the world. Okay, the U.S. will get a bad rap sometimes, and yes, there is issues, of course. All right, I think I read a study where 60% now are considered overweight or into that obese category. Again, that's looking at BMI, so body mass index, not always the best determination or the best way to measure being overweight or obese, just because it doesn't take into consideration how much muscle you have. All right, so someone who works out quite a bit, all right, even if you're in shape, you're a low body fat, all right, you have more muscle, your weight's gonna be increased. All right, it's still gonna show that you're obese. You might be something like 10 to 12% body fat. Tammy from Mississippi, yes, still got to make it to Mississippi. Haven't been there. I'd love to go to like a college football game in Mississippi. I think that'd be great, Tammy. Thank you so much. So it's awesome. We've had people in England, Wisconsin, South Carolina, Chicago, Mississippi, CA. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Hard beans, oatmeal helps with belly fat. Okay. So again, Lisa, that's a great question, because a lot of times you'll see beans, sometimes you'll see whole grains and things of that nature. If we're eating those types of things, then we will be losing weight. Beans is a big one, all right? You'll see a lot of the time, even like dietitians will come out and say that, one, because beans are loaded with soluble fiber, all right, that's going to help keep you full, all right? It's going to help release some inflammation throughout the, digestive tract, throughout the body. And through that process, it can increase your process of losing weight, because chronic inflammation, they're saying, all right, will cause you to gain weight. So losing that inflammation will cause you to lose weight. All right. But again, it's not the process of eating beans. You could supplement that with anything that is high in soluble fiber. All right. There's nothing in beans that in turn is going to just go away and melt away belly fat. Right? There's nothing in there that's going to do it, again, or else everyone would be eating beans. All right, same thing with oatmeal. Now, these are great choices to lose weight. All right, Licia. All right, these are awesome choices. I have oatmeal almost every day. It's my favorite whole grain. All right, I love oatmeal. All right, but there's nothing in it that's going to specifically attack belly fat. I think they're great for losing weight, and they have a lot of great health benefits to it. They will cause you to feel more full. All right, they will prevent overeating. I'm 100% on board with that. The reason why is because they're so high in fiber, which is going to satiate you. All right, or satiety. I know I might. Some people have pointed out that I pronounced that wrong. Sometimes you hear it both ways. All right, I've said satiety for so long. It's just so easy for me to say. But satiety, all right, for those out there, it's going to increase that, all right, which again, in turn, is going to help with eating fewer calories. But there's nothing in there for us to lose belly fat or to lose fat in general. Zambia. Awesome, Brenda. Welcome from Zambia. Camilla from San Antonio, Texas. Beautiful. Everyone, we're all over the world right now. I love it. Everyone listening from all over the world. That's why I want to get this information out here, because there's just so much information with losing belly fat, especially now. And I kind of find it not sad, but it's disappointing for me to read some of these studies and to see some of these things out here, just because we are truly in an epidemic of obesity, of people gaining weight at a rate that's been the fastest at any recorded time, right, throughout history. So it's kind of sad for me to see, drink a glass of green tea, lose weight, have a shot of apple cider vinegar in the morning, melt away belly fat. I find that unfortunate. Right? The reason why I do is because I know that just by taking that shot of apple cider vinegar, yes, it's going to provide health benefits for us guys, all right, but it's not going to spot reduce belly fat. All right, again, there's just nothing in it, and it's not like the apple cider vinegar knows and hunts out belly fat in there, all right, and then gets rid of it. All right, there's never seen a study. You'll probably never see a study based on that. What you need to do, and we can go back to Licia's, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. If it's Licia or Lycia, I apologize. But we go back to the beans and to the oatmeal. All right, it's that process of eating healthy foods, whole foods, foods that are high in fiber, foods that are high in micronutrients, all right, which are going to fill us up and allow us to eat fewer calories while getting more micronutrients, while eating in a calorie deficit. That's the big one, guys. That's the takeaway. If we want to lose weight and actually lose belly fat, then we have to be in a calorie deficit. It's not about drinking green tea. It's not about drinking apple cider vinegar. It's about being in a deficit. And I'm not trying to be like preachy about this. Like I said, I just find it disappointing when I see, drink this, eat this, and then you'll automatically lose belly fat. It's just not going to happen. Cruciferous vegetables, Montresia, absolutely right. If we can get more cruciferous vegetables into our diet, that's only going to help with weight loss. All right, that's going to be one of those things where we're having low calorie foods but high micronutrient dense foods. All right, and it's going to have some dietary fiber in there. All right. That's what's going to help you to lose weight. And it's the process of losing weight over time. All right, so being in a calorie deficit over time where we're actually going to lose belly fat. That's the important part, because you see these foods all the time. This has a thermogenic effect, and we already said thermogenic effect is just a fat burning effect, revving up the metabolism, things of that nature. All right. Yeah, it might do that, all right? But again, even if it does, let's say that you saw a big metabolic change in, drinking green tea, all right? Again, that's not to say, let's say it was like 15%, all right? I think some of the studies, it was like a change of 3%, which makes sense because you're not going to see a huge metabolic change in drinking green tea, all right? Some through the EGCG are antioxidant, but again, not a huge change from it. All right, let's say that we were getting 15%, all right, and that we were losing, more calories throughout the day. Even with all of that taken into consideration, does that mean you're going to be losing belly fat? Absolutely not. All right, we cannot spot reduce, guys. We have to be in a deficit to lose weight, and then being in the deficit to lose weight, eventually at some point, it could be right from the beginning, it could be down the road a couple months later because, we lose belly fat last. That's where we're going to be losing our belly fat, guys. Okay? I know it's tough to hear for people, and thank you so much for the thumbs up, guys. I really appreciate it. Oh, I'm pronouncing it right? Thank you for letting me know. Okay, great. I'm glad I am. Lycia. Now watch me. Let's go back from Lycia and Lycia now. That's good to hear. And again, I know that's tough to say. We can get a thermogenic effect. All right. Yes, that's possible. We can get a metabolic rate change. All right. But again, it's not going to help us to melt away belly fat. Or else we would just all be doing it, right? If we were all able to lose belly fat by apple cider vinegar drinking, then why aren't we all drinking apple cider vinegar? All right, same thing with green tea. All right, same thing with eggs, same thing with chili peppers or cayenne peppers, bell peppers even. The list goes on and on. Yogurt you'll even see. All right, broccoli. All right, you'll even see. All right, but the reason why, all right, and the reason why they can promote it as these foods will help you to lose belly fat is because, one, they're low in calories, so it's going to help you to be in a deficit. All right, and the other one is they're high in fiber, which is going to help you to eat less. So it's all about getting into that deficit, guys. And you can get into that deficit a number of different ways. You can get into a deficit by eating less, or you can get into a deficit by being more active and burning more calories. Okay? Exercise. This is why I always say, just let me make sure I'm not missing any comments here. Eat less meat, more vegetables, and fruit. Well, that's a great point, Montresia. I think the one thing that we need to take into consideration, all right, eat less, all right, or, eat lower calorie foods, all right? Things like beans, oatmeal, that's all great. That's all great. 100%. Beans, these are all the foods that I recommend. If you listen to my live streams, beans, complex carbohydrates like beans, like oatmeals, all right? I've talked about a number of different oatmeal recipes, all right? Those are some of my favorite carbohydrates, and those are foods that are going to potentially help you to lose weight. All right. But again, just by eating them alone does not mean that we're going to be losing belly fat. By eating them, it's going to help you to lose weight because it's going to help you to get into that deficit. and then that deficit is going to help you to lose belly fat. 3 pounds of salad a day sounds like quite a bit. That's a lot of salad, Montricia. I think if you're just getting 3 servings of salad per day, which can just be 3 handfuls of lettuce, all right, or whatever it is that you're using for salad, I think that's fine. All right, 3 pounds of salad seems like quite a bit. All right, you don't have to eat quite that much, but getting a salad per day, excellent. All right, low calorie. All right, gonna have some fiber in there, high micronutrients. How many calories? Okay, Deborah, with a great question. How many calories per day would you recommend? All right, very interesting. Again, this is going to depend on what your goal is. All right, awesome question. So if your goal, it's going to change. If you're trying to put on weight, if you're trying to maintain weight, or you're trying to lose. I'm going to assume, Deborah, that if your question's related to losing weight, since we're talking about losing belly fat. Again, this is all dependent on, one, what your weight is right now. People who have a lower weight have to eat fewer calories to lose weight. Okay, and then the other part that's very, very important is how active are you throughout the day? How many calories are you burning through the day as well? That can be through exercise, or that can be through, counting your steps. Remember, you want to shoot for about that 10,000. It's like 8,000 to 10,000 steps. All right, one easy way to try to, you can calculate it, and there's ways of calculating. It's called your basal metabolic rate. All right, your basal metabolic rate, so how many calories you automatically burn throughout the day. There's a way to calculate that. The easiest way is to, you can go and get it tested, all right, usually at places where they measure your body fat. So knowing your basal metabolic rate, all right, that's a great way to start, because then you know how many calories it takes for you to lose weight. But people will take their basal metabolic rate but not add in the amount of calories that they're burning per day. So, how many calories per day would I recommend? It's a little bit tough for me to say exactly. Again, what I would recommend is you take your basal metabolic rate, and then you take how many calories you burn throughout the day. So your basal metabolic rate, think of it like this. If you were lying in bed and you didn't move all day, and it's actually even if you weren't breathing, because you burn calories by breathing, right? If you didn't move all day and you just lied in bed, through just bodily processes, how many calories you're burning per day, that's how you come up with your basal metabolic rate. That's why it's hard for me to say from person to person. The more muscle you have, the higher your basal metabolic rate's going to be. You take your basal metabolic rate, all right, you add in, all right, the amount of calories that you're burning per day. So let's say your basal metabolic rate is 1,500 calories. Let's say you're burning 500 calories. That's 2,000 calories right there that you have to play with, Deborah. So let's say you're wanting to lose weight. If you want to lose a pound a week based on a basal metabolic rate of 1,500 and burning 500 calories per day, 2,000 calories. Let's say you wanted to lose a pound a week, all right, then you got to be in a 500 calorie deficit. You would go back to the 1,500. Now, why am I saying you have to go 500 calories fewer? Because you have to be in a deficit of 3,500 calories to lose 1 pound. All right, I know it might sound a little bit complex, and it might sound, a little bit tough to follow. It's hard to give an exact, but this is why people hire me, because I do all the work for them. I do all the calculations. This takes all the guessing work out of it. Okay. So, you're welcome, Deborah. All right. I know it's not the perfect answer for what we're looking for. I wish I could tell everyone should be eating. If you're 150 pounds, eat this amount of calories. All right. If you're, 250 pounds, eat this amount of calories. All right. It's just going to depend. There's so many variables in there. People's metabolisms are going to be different, people's heights, people's activity levels, how much muscle each person has, right? That's all going to affect how many calories you can eat per day. But what you want to do is take your basal metabolic rate, add in the amount of calories that you're burning per day, and then you can adjust from there dependent on your goal. If you want to gain weight, maintain weight, or stay the exact same weight. Or not stay the same weight, lose weight, like lose a pound a week. All right, I like a pound to 2 a week. All right, that's what I usually recommend for clients. If you're losing a pound of 2 pounds a week, your weekly deficit is 7,000 calories. That's a deficit of 1,000 calories per day. That's very restricted, or you're living in the gym right now. And thank you so much, guys. Welcome everyone who's coming in. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. I see the 26 thumbs up there. Thank you so much, guys. I really do appreciate it. We've been on a roll. We've been going for almost 45 minutes here. All right. Thank you so much, and I appreciate all of the support, all right? And, we had some people, asking last week, and some very generous people, all right, wanting ways to support the channel. I know I always say this. We'll just do it really quickly. Thumbing up the video, being in chat right now, engaging like Deborah, Monterisa, Susan, good morning to you, like Tammy is, like Lycia was, all right? Brenda, everyone engaging, that's very, very helpful. Thank you so much. And then the other way is through super chat functions, which we had last week. All right, so for the super chat function, that's the other way to support the channel. I don't want to have a join button or anything like that, or a Patreon where you have to be a member, all right, to be able to get into these streams. All right, I do not want to have to do that. All right, my goal is to get as much information out there as possible. So if you do feel like supporting the channel, and if you can, it's always greatly appreciated with the super chats. We'll leave it at that. All right, there'll be no join function. All right, you guys don't see a join button on there. There's a reason, and no Patreon. I want this, guys. All right, I want everyone to be able to in there. So if you're able to give a super chat, that's always greatly appreciated. And I know there's people in chat that have done that previously, and I thank you for that support. Thank you very much. It does not go unforgotten, and it's very much appreciated. Thank you, guys. Okay, I'm backed up on some of the comments here. Let me catch up a little bit. So Deborah, I hope that helps answer. Because I know a lot of people will probably have that question. How many calories, all right, if I want to lose belly fat? Oh, I need to lose my belly fat. It's nearly impossible. Tammy, it is for a lot of people. All right, the reason why, all right, is because you have to be in that deficit for quite some time. A lot of the times we put on belly fat first, all right? For women, all right, it's hips, thighs, it can be glutes and things of that nature, all right? Belly fat as well. For men, a lot of the times it's going to be belly fat where we put it on first. And same thing for women. But the reason why it's so hard to lose, it's always like that last few pounds, like the last 10 to 5 pounds, all right, is where you're going to see a lot of belly fat change. And it's hard because, I've had clients where they're losing a 0.25%, all right, so 25% of their overall body weight. They're having tremendous, tremendous weight loss. All right. I'm very proud to say that. All right. That's through my help and my guidance, but also through their hardcore determination and their consistency. All right, it's a team effort. But even still, with that weight loss, they're getting down to it, their goal weight, but they have that last 10 pounds. All right, they have that last 5 to 10 pounds to lose. They want to lose that belly fat. All right, but it's that last 10. Even with that huge weight loss, all right, they're still wanting to lose that belly fat. It can be very tough. Do not get discouraged. It's something that everyone goes through, all right? And then it's just a matter of, one, having to burn more calories, all right, or eating less calories. One, get in that deficit, all right? And you can do that through eating less or through exercise. It's not going to be by having a shot of apple cider vinegar or having green tea, all right? If you can stick to that deficit, all right, then that's the best way to lose belly fat. All right. Again, it's not by eating eggs. I wish I could say it was, and that'd be, much easier, but it's through that hard work and staying in that deficit, guys. Hard work will pay off. All right. And number one, consistency will pay off. But if you're trying to lose that last 10 to 5, you're already going to be restricted. Make sure you're just doing it slowly. It's going to take you a little bit longer. All right. For this individual, all right, they were able to lose that 25% of their overall body weight. They did that over the course of, I think it was like 6 to 8 months. All right, it's going to take them probably almost like 4 months, maybe even longer, to lose that last 5 to 10. Good morning, Susan. All right, just wanted to make sure I recognize you in there. Again, great supporter in there. Thank you so much, Susan. Deborah, Susan, Tammy, great to see. I wish I could go up there. Lycia, thank you for the answers too. My pleasure. No problem at all. That's what we're here for. I'm here to answer your questions, guys. But most of all, willpower. Yes, willpower. We have an Italian restaurant, and my husband makes homemade bread every day and pastas and sauce. Oh, man. Yeah, it'll be very, very, very tough with those. With that great Italian food is one of my favorites. Unfortunately, I don't eat it all too often. I'll have like whole wheat bread and everything like that. Like, a lot of people will be kind of not scared, but they'll want to lose weight, so they stay away from whole wheat bread. Again, if you're just keeping it in moderation, remember, you're looking at your overall calories for weight loss, guys. I've been eating this bread for 31 years. Oh, I know. 31 years. It's hard to give up. That's a habit right there. Never get tired of it, and it's probably delicious, Tammy. But absolutely. It's just willpower. And then number one, you combine willpower with consistency, and then that's how you'll eventually lose that belly fat and that last little bit of weight that you need to lose to be able to lose that belly fat. It's all being in the deficit, willpower plus consistency. And with willpower and consistency will come being on a diet, all right, being in a deficit. We'll eventually, remember, I always promote 150 minutes of aerobic exercise per week. All right, if you're doing that, you're burning extra calories. If you can combine that with some resistance training, then that's going to be great as well. All right, because then you're putting on a little bit of muscle. You're not bulking up, all right? A lot of my clients are females. They think, having a trainer or having someone who deals with nutrition, all right, a female works with a female. Most of my clients are female. All right. So that's why I love answering these questions. Okay. It's very, very, you can work with anyone. All right. I'm proud to say that. The thing is, you just have to be in a deficit and then just keep going from there. All right. Sorry. I'm trying to catch up with these questions. You guys are awesome with this engagement. Deborah, I see yours. Awesome information. Thanks again. I'm heading into work. All right, Deborah, I know you head into work around this time. We'll go back and listen to the rest. Thank you so much, Deborah. Appreciate you. Appreciate your support of the channel. Longtime supporter. Thank you so much, Deborah. I appreciate it. Have a great day at work. Have an awesome Wednesday. Okay, Alpha DHT. Sorry, you've been waiting there. I hope you're still in there. I'm confused in my health journey sometimes. I eat red meat. I am high quality. Hello. Sometimes cause I'm fasting right now in juice feasts because I want my little cute belly fat to reduce. It has to do something with eating breads. Okay, interesting. I think a lot of people can relate to this. And again, thank you so much for the thumbs up, guys. I appreciate it. And some fats. Don't know I have to do extreme juice fasting. Follow program. How much are about? Okay, that's very interesting. So a lot of people can relate to this. There's these juicing detoxes out there, or juice fasting and things like that. One thing I will point out: keep it simple, guys. Keep it as simple as you can. All right. Do you need to juice to lose weight? Absolutely not. All right. Fasting and things like that. Intermittent fasting is very, very popular right now. I'll do some sort of intermittent fasting. I've been, waking up. What I've actually been doing is eating, because you get the most benefits. A lot of people want to get the benefits out of intermittent fasting. Studies are starting to come out. You want to have your window closed later in the day. So let's say you're on a 6-hour eating window. You want to, eat between about that hour, within an hour when you wake up, and then eat within that 6-hour window. And this can be a little bit tough for people. All right, because you're stopping eating throughout the day, but you're getting the most benefits by closing your window later in the day. All right, so you eat within that first hour. You have so let's say you wake up at, let's just say 7. You eat by 8 or 9. You have the 6-hour, so then you're stopping. Your eating window closes at 3 p.m. All right, and we're finding that there's the benefits of that. There's a great guy on YouTube, all right, that I listen to. Points me to all these great studies, and then I can listen from there. I think it's tremendous. All right, we're starting to see the benefits start rolling in. More focus, a little bit more, even with some fat loss. You're going to have fat loss that way because you're eating less. You're in a deficit. It's not from the foods you eat. It's actually being in the deficit. All right, having that window closed later in the day. Again, am I a huge proponent of that? You don't have to do that to lose weight, guys. I want to make sure that we know that. There's health benefits that can come with that, but you can lose weight on any diet. And a lot of people, it's tough to maintain that 6-hour window and stop eating after 3 p.m. Very, very tough. A lot of late night snacking happens. All right. It's tough. So again, do you have to do that? Absolutely not. Do you have to juice or fast to lose weight? In my opinion, all right, absolutely not. Okay. Yes, you can eat fewer calories doing that. You're going to be in a deficit doing that. All right, but you can be in a deficit in any diet, guys. It doesn't matter if you're vegan. It doesn't matter if you're just eating a well-balanced diet. If you're in keto, I know Mediterranean came up. All right, it does not matter what type of diet you're in. All right, the best diet, which I always say as well, all right, and you can take this from me, all right, the best one, all right, is the one that you can maintain. And if you're trying to lose weight, you can maintain being in a deficit on. San, okay, let me make sure I'm catching up here. You guys are awesome with your questions. Okay, San add about D3. Is there any truth to weight loss in this? Okay, so with weight loss and D3, all right, vitamin D3, very popular right now. All right, vitamin D3 foods. There's a huge deficiency with vitamin D in general. All right, that's a supplement I take every day. So just to, disclosure. All right, I don't always tell people everything that I take, but a lot of people will ask me, what supplements do you take? Foods for health. What do you take on a daily basis? All right, it would be vitamin D, probiotics, fish oil, things of that nature. You don't need to go too crazy with it. All right. We know people who are overweight tend to have lower vitamin D levels. All right. That's things that have come out of studies right now. All right. Now, certain enzymes, all right, we've seen if we're lacking in vitamin D, we're missing certain enzymes that, could potentially help with weight loss. But again, vitamin D3 and taking it as a supplement or, getting sunlight, whatever it is, all right, usually it's through supplement form. Again, you're not going to be, it's like any other supplement, Morgan. Just because you're taking D3, all right, yes, it can potentially help with weight loss, but if you're in a calorie surplus, so let's say you need to be eating 1,500 calories to lose weight or even to maintain weight, let's say maintain weight, if you're eating 1,800 calories and you're taking D3 supplements every day, you're not going to be losing weight. All right, the D3 is not a magical supplement. All right, I know that there's some ads that show that, and there can be potential because there's been studies that have come out, and this is why D3 has gotten really popular. There's been studies that have come out that people who are obese are generally in a vitamin D deficiency, but guess what? People who are obese have a lot of deficiencies in vitamins. All right, iron, vitamin B12, B vitamins, all right, things of that nature. All right, so we have to remember that. So great question. I would make sure that you're supplementing with vitamin D, vitamin D3. Just don't rely on it as a weight loss supplement. It can help, all right, but it's not going to be that magic supplement where we lose weight. Solid food vacation is key long term. Absolutely. Solid food vacation. So I think what you're saying for feasting, yeah, absolutely. I mean, one time a week, usually on the weekend, I'll go a little bit longer with fasting. I'll have clients who'll ask me about a 24-hour fast or even a 36-hour fast. What I usually will tell people is it's not my job to tell people to not eat. All right. I wouldn't do that. That's something you'll want to speak with your medical practitioner. I know that there's benefits. You give your digestive system a little bit of a rest. It can help with nutrient uptake and things of that nature. But I don't always like telling people not to eat for a certain amount of time. Miriam, stay away from whole wheat bread unless like you're gluten intolerant or you have a gluten intolerance, all right, which is a very low percentage. That really kind of exploded over time, like 5 years ago. Everyone was staying away from whole wheat and from gluten, also from dairy. Unless you're gluten intolerant, again, you can have some whole wheat bread. I would try to keep it in moderation, but having whole wheat bread is not something where if you're having it, you're just going to automatically gain weight. Again, it becomes a process of calories in versus calories out. If you're able to have that whole wheat bread in there with other micronutrients, with other good macronutrients, so protein, carbohydrates, fat, you can add a little bit of whole wheat bread. There was a great study that even came out where people were eating whole wheat bread. It had to do with nutrient timing, but there's always that sort of myth where you couldn't eat carbohydrates after 4 p.m. Huge study that came out. There was no difference in weight loss from people who stopped eating carbohydrates at 4, all right, compared to people who stopped eating carbohydrates at, say, like 9 p.m. It was like an hour before bedtime, and a lot of the times that was whole wheat bread. I don't think you have to stay away from it, all right? One, if it causes inflammation and things like that, if it's just not good for the body, gluten and everything like that, then you should probably stay away from it. Organic and vegan. Organic foods, absolutely. Try your best to have organic as often as possible. It's very hard these days. GMO. All right, GMO's out there. All right, try your best. Vegan's fine. Just make sure you keep your iron and vitamin B12 levels up there. But you can lose weight on vegan. You can be healthy on vegan. All right, as long as you can maintain it, Montricia. I do intermittent fasting, and it's great. There you go, Morgan. IF. I know exactly what you're talking about. I've seen it so much. IF, so intermittent fasting. That's great. What's your window, Morgan? All right, I'm just sort of interested. All right, empowering women. Ooh, I like that. Great name. I'm a diabetic. All right, so diabetic, this is where keto diet becomes really popular. And, sometimes it might seem like I'm not a huge fan of keto. The only reason why it's hard for people to maintain, but for people who are dealing with metabolic syndrome and things like that, it can have big benefits for that. Walk at least 4 to 5 times per week for 45 minutes, but still can't get rid of belly fat. Doing the intermittent fasting, still can't lose any weight. Okay, empowering women, great question. The 4 to 5 days, you're getting your 150 minutes. All right, that's awesome. You're getting your 150 minutes per day, or per week, easily. All right, you're getting well over that. That's great. That's your starting point. Now what you have to look at, the thing is too, and the thing that I don't like about the intermittent fasting, all right, sometimes it's like if you intermittent fast, then you'll lose weight. What it all comes down to in your intermittent fasting, it still comes down to calories in versus calories out. If you're still intermittent fasting, but you're eating too many calories, all right, if you're in a calorie surplus, all right, then you're still going to have issues with any weight loss. You still have to be in that calorie deficit. Great job, even with being diabetic. I'm assuming maybe it's wrong for me to assume. I'm not sure if it's type 1 or type 2, but you're doing the best you can. That's what you want to do. The intermittent fasting, can be great. We just need to make sure that we're in a calorie deficit at the end of the day. All right, and you're going to do a great job making it easier on yourself to be in that calorie deficit by getting that much aerobic exercise. One other thing I would like to point out, if you could get a little bit of resistance training. And again, when I say resistance training, it makes people maybe take a step back because, people have issues with going to a gym, all right, which makes sense, and all that stuff, or they think they have to use free weights. Just use bands. All right, okay, nice. Type 2, so there's potential for you to reverse, which is nice. All right. That's probably a good reason why, you're getting this exercise in, you're trying to lose weight. That's the lifestyle change. All right. And then you're also eating healthy. Okay. So type 2, there's good pre-diabetic and type 2 research is showing that there's, a nice correlation with being able to reverse. So good for you. I would just try to make sure you're in a calorie deficit. So we might have to cut calories back. And again, this is just general points. You'll want to speak with your medical practitioner. I don't know everyone's medical history or, what your goal is or what you're eating right now. But if you're not losing weight, there's 2 things that are usually happening. All right. We're eating too many calories. All right. For one. All right. Some people's metabolisms are going to be different. All right. A lot of people will say, well, my metabolism is slow. It's harder for me to lose weight. At the end of the day, even if we have a slower metabolism, it just means we need to burn more calories or eat less. That's what it comes down to the end of the day. You're doing the right things, empowering women. You're exercising, you're watching your diet. The belly fat loss will come. The more you lose, remember, sometimes it might take that extra, we think we get down to our goal weight, but then it might take that extra 10 to 15 pounds to start seeing some really big belly fat, maybe 5 pounds. It's dependent on each person. I hope that helped answer your question, Empower Women. Keep doing what you're doing. Great for you. I think that's awesome. You're getting your aerobic exercise. Again, I would recommend some resistance exercise as well, because the more muscle, again, I'm not saying bulk up, all right? It can be like 1 to 2 pounds, 3 pounds of muscle. You're going to burn more calories through the day by having that little extra muscle on. I'm eating 1 banana and smoothies and some low sugar, high quality nuts. Oh, and I'm hungry, waiting to get that extra edge of hunger. Well, banana can, all right, and smoothies, depending what's in your smoothie, banana is nice. And, if you're new to the chat, sometimes people think that, I'm not a huge fan of bananas. I think, eating 1 banana a day, keep it at that. The reason why, I think bananas are great. I have a banana every day. I have it after a workout. I'll put it in my smoothies sometimes if I don't work out. But bananas, yes, you're getting simple. It's more simple, even though it's a little bit lower on the glycemic index. You're going to be getting carbs. It's going to spike your blood glucose levels just a little bit. So, people who have the banana in the morning, there's a reason why they're getting that crash halfway through the day, right? Because you just burned through that banana like nothing. If you're going to have a banana in the morning, I would usually like people to combine it with an egg, so you're getting protein and healthy fats, or with something like almonds, all right, or even something like a protein supplement, all right? So that protein and healthy fats and the fiber is going to slow down the digestion, all right, of the banana. So that's going to help keep us fuller, all right, it's going to help prevent that crash, because if we're absorbing all those carbohydrates and we're getting a blood glucose level increase, we're going to have that crash and we're going to feel hungry during the day. My weight loss was stagnant and learned to be a regular mindful eater. Oh, very nice, Morgan. Taking the words right out of my mouth. Mindful eating. That's exactly what we have to do. Mindful eating, guys, when I talked about that, it's just knowing what's going into your body, knowing what we're eating, knowing how much we're eating if we can. The nice thing, if you know what you're eating and you're kind of journaling it a little bit, you don't have to count calories. You kind of will have a good sense of how many calories you're having, and then you can look back into your journal, see you ate this for the day, all right, or for the week. And if you didn't lose weight, you can make adjustments from there. Maybe take this out, maybe take that out, maybe try to burn more calories through exercise, all right? Again, it doesn't have to be super intense, all right, but just more movement, all right? And then that's why I love people being mindful of what they're eating. Journaling really helps in that way. That's great, Morgan. Good for you. I eat a balanced diet, carnivore and paleo. Find it with juice, fasting for solid food. Good track and getting energy. Yeah, I think that's all great. Stick to the diet that works for you. All right. Again, like I said, there's no best diet out there. The best diet is the one that works for you, that you can maintain over time, and that allows you, 1, to reach your goals, and then 2, where you're happy. All right, we have to be happy on the diets that we're eating. If we feel restricted all the time, or we're tired or hungry, we're not going to maintain the diet. All right, we just won't maintain it. All right, no one's going to maintain a keto diet, all right, if they're craving an apple and they can't have an apple. All right. Not that there's anything wrong with keto. I'm just pointing out, all right, if you're on keto, you have to be a little bit careful of the type of things that we're eating. It's evil, addictive, benefit. 16.8, stop food at 7 p.m. Stopping food at 7 p.m. is not, that can be just fine. A lot of people, if we can do it, all right, stopping food at 7 p.m., 1, it's going to help lower calories, all right, because we're closing our eating window, all right. That just means that we're not eating. Say you go to bed at 10, that means no calories are coming in for that last 3 hours. All right, 10:30, even longer, 11 p.m. You guys kind of get my point. That eating window, so that intake of calories is getting smaller and smaller. All right, so stopping it at 7 p.m., 1, it's going to help keep you full for the rest of the night, maybe prevent snacking the rest of the night, and things of that nature, helping you to get into that deficit. OMAD. Very nice, Morgan. It's not I don't see that said a lot in chat, but very nice. Protein shake and OMAD, sensible eating, as well as yoga, exercise, bite. Lost 26 kilograms. Wow, good for you. Very nice. And you've been able to keep that off? Sounds like you have, because you've been very active. Good for you. Awesome job. That's what you want. You want the weight loss. That's huge weight loss. Congratulations on that. And then, if you can keep that up and then maintain that weight loss, that's tremendous. You just won the battle, Morgan. All right. So if you're on a diet, where you're able to keep that up and keep the lifestyle going, boom, you won the battle. Congratulations. I don't know if you want to lose a little bit more. All right. But you're on the right track. The fact that you lost 26 kilograms, all right, if you needed to lose a little bit more, all right, you can clearly do it. All right, you've already lost 26. The journal tip is nice. It's one of the things that I'll point out to clients, and one of the things that I've pointed out in streams before. All right, if you want to lose weight, mindful eating, all right, knowing what goes into your body, the journal tip, all right, that's going to help. And it makes you a little bit more accountable of what you're eating. All right. Let's say you're going to reach for maybe something that's not the healthiest. And again, you can have something that's not the healthiest every now and then. It's not like you have to be 100% perfect. I think if you're like 85 to 90% sticking to your diet, and remember, diet doesn't mean just losing weight. Diet is just, when I say diet, it's just the foods that are consistently in your diet, what you're eating on a day-to-day and weekly basis. If you're sticking to that diet, then you're going to do a tremendous job of staying in that deficit. Maybe I have to do fasting daily, because I still sometimes fail my diet and I walk. I think Alpha X, just keeping it simple, just keep it simple. Don't worry or stress out too much about having to do, all right? When it comes to dieting, I always tell people there's no have-tos or shoulds, all right? If we feel like we have to do something, all right, then it kind of gives this mindset of, if we're not doing it, we're failing. Or if we're not doing it and I'm not reaching my goal, it has to do with this. So try to set yourself up, guys, where you're not having these have-tos, or you have to do this, have to do that. Just try to keep it simple. A lot of the times, simple works. Well-balanced diet, all right, eating healthy, getting in your regular movement, like we had empowering women doing. Keep it simple when it comes to diet. Again, there's so much nutrition stuff out there that sometimes it's almost impossible. All right, we get this overload. That's why we have people asking these questions, because there's such an overload. I'll even go into like a nutrition section on Amazon. There's so many different books and so many different studies sometimes where you don't even know where to start. And I've been researching this for 10 plus years, and there's just this is the best, this is the best, this is, if you want to prevent chronic disease, you have to eat this way. Keep it simple. Do something that works for you, allows you to hit your goals, and allows you to maintain it over time. You see the results and feel good, and you don't want to reverse your hard work. Exactly. I have a lot of clients like that, and a lot of long-term people that I work with, just because they don't want to lose it. Once they get it, you don't want to go back, because you work hard to get it. All right, to get those results, to lose 26 kilograms, trust me, you worked hard in a number of different ways, through exercise and through your diet. All right, that's a given. All right, you have to do that. So you're exactly right, Morgan. What about those who are dieting? And yes, Tammy, congratulations. Absolutely, because that's huge. Okay, Health 2PL, great to have you in chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the support, guys. All the thumbs up. All right, everyone in here, I hope you're getting great value from it. And again, if you're getting great value, no join button, no Patreon. The best way to give back and support the channel is through the super chat function, and then just watching and your thumbs up and the engagement. Okay, so I really appreciate that. If you're able to give a super chat, all right, that's great too. If not, please just keep enjoying. Please keep asking your questions. This is what we're here for, guys. So Health 2PL, let me answer here and see what you're asking. What about those who are dieting but still not able to lose weight? Okay, and a lot of people are going to be in this category. All right, great question. All right, so dieting, all right, we can call it dieting, trying to lose weight. We have to look at two different things. Health 2PL, what I would look at first, all right, are we exercising? All right, are we getting our 150 minutes of aerobic exercise per week? Are we doing some resistance training? Okay, that's the first thing we might want to look at. All right, if it's not first, all right, it can be second. The next thing we need to look at is how many calories are we eating throughout the day. All right, if we're dieting or we're trying to lose weight, our goal is to lose weight, then, if we're not losing weight, it's telling us one of two things. All right, one, we're still eating too many calories. All right, you're eating it still at your maintenance level. And remember, your maintenance level is your basal metabolic rate, so the amount of calories you burn throughout the day, plus the amount of calories that you're burning through the day. I think I used the example before. If your basal metabolic rate was 1,500 calories and you burnt 500 calories during the day, your maintenance is 2,000 calories. So if you're eating at 2,000 calories or over 2,000 calories, then you're not going to lose weight. You're at maintenance or you're in a surplus. You have to be in that deficit of 2,000 calories. You can do that one of two ways. That's why I said look at, if you're getting exercise, and then look at your diet. You can get into a deficit by eating less, all right? So eating less food, or by just exercising a little bit more, burning more calories. Those are the two ways, all right, that we can lose weight if we're dieting. If we're dieting and we're not losing weight, it kind of becomes simple health 2PL. We know that we're just having too many calories, and we know maybe we might need to increase the intensity. I think the first thing, maybe ask yourself, are you getting, exercise in? All right. I like exercise. All right. That's kind of my bread and butter. It's already recommended that we need about 150 minutes of exercise, aerobic exercise, all right? So not just resistance anymore. Now it's 150 minutes of aerobic exercise, all right? Are we getting that? And then how many calories are we eating? Don't look at nutrient timing. Don't start with that. So don't look at stopping, carbs at a certain amount of time, all right? Again, that's just going to stress you out. I think the journaling idea, like me and Morgan were talking about it. Oh, Tammy, I saw the tea. I haven't read too much on that tea. I've heard of it, but I'll have to give that tea a try. Sorry, I just saw your comment there. So I hope that helps answer your question, Health 2PL. All right, if you're dieting and not losing weight, one, we're just eating too many calories. And then two, maybe we might need to get a little bit more, I'll call it movement. I like to call it movement, not always just exercise. By movement, we're burning more calories. Okay, and then if you are getting that movement in, we just might either one, have to increase the frequency. So let's say you're getting 2 walks in. All right, we might have to up it to 3, or you just increase the intensity. A lot of people will say, well, I only have time to, get 2 walks in. That's fine. If you're going for a 40-minute walk, see if you can turn that 40-minute walk into a 35-minute walk. You're going to be increasing your intensity that way. You're going to be going faster. Maybe you can take a route that has some hills. That way you're burning more and more calories. This is hard decade stuff. Absolutely, Alpha X. A lot of time, it all comes down to habit as well. I have that conversation almost every day with some clients. When it comes to vegetables, adding or water intake, because that's where I usually start, making sure you're drinking enough water. If there was a pyramid, water intake would be at the bottom. Vegetables for me would be second. Next from the bottom, I think those are 2 of the most popular things, and 2 of the things that we need the most, making sure that we're drinking enough water, making sure we're getting vegetables in, because then this is how we lose belly fat, guys. This is what we're actually going to do, not by eating, drinking green tea all the time, or by having apple cider vinegar, or, certain foods. It's eating a well-balanced diet. That's how you get those foods in there. But again, it takes time. It takes time, all right, especially to break some of the habits. If you've been doing something for 20 or 25 years, of course you're not going to make the change in a week, all right? It's just not going to happen, all right? It's especially for most people, all right? For a big proportion, I haven't seen it happen, and I've worked with hundreds of people, all right? It takes time to make those changes. Don't put pressure on yourself. I always say 1% a day. If you can change something 1% a day, just think of the differences you're going to be making over 6 months and a year. If you do 1% change a day, you're 37 times better than you were at the beginning of that year. It compounds. So just by making those little changes, we don't have to hit home runs every time, guys. Don't have to hit home runs. Make the little changes, and then you'll be good from there. Thank you so much for the 39 thumbs up, guys. We're almost at that 40. Thank you so much. All right, we got some comments here. Let me make sure I'm not missing any. Thank you for the great information. It was awesome being for the first time on with you live. I know, Montricia. It's so great having you in here. I have to go to work now. I will see you and reply later. I repost on Facebook to all my family and friends. Well, thank you so much, Montricia. I really appreciate that. Thank you for reposting. So great. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And that's another great way to just support the channel. Thank you so much. And I hope you got great value out of the discussion. And thank you so much. We hit that 40 thumbs up. Thank you, whoever hit that. I appreciate it. And thank you, everyone else who's been thumbing up. Health 2PL, thank you for your comments. I was just wondering what it could be behind this. Yes, it's usually those two things. Sometimes it could be genetic. But a lot of the times it's just, eating too many calories and not burning enough calories. All right. And, you see the sort of debates on, is a calorie a calorie? Do we have to be eating certain foods to lose weight? Keep it simple at first. Just make sure that you're in a deficit, guys. Make sure you're in a deficit. Make sure you're getting that movement. All right. Make sure you're getting the movement in, because that's what's going to help you burn calories. And to be fair, we already talked a little bit about how apple cider vinegar, eggs, green tea, how those things there was claims of that increasing metabolic rate. All right, exercise, that's going to increase your metabolism, guys. Getting out there, walking, getting some resistance training, putting on a little bit of muscle, that's going to help increase your metabolism, guys. That's what's going to help allow you to lose weight and to lose fat. That's a very good descriptive. Thank you very much. Actually, fruits and vegetables are largely contributed to belly fat loss, but not all. However, exercise is also a huge contributor to lose belly fat fast. Yes, exercise, I'm a big proponent. It's my job. Healthy lifestyle supports. Great name. Love that. That's a huge part of my job, exercise, getting out there, burning those extra calories, putting on a little bit of muscle. All right, if we're able to put a little bit of muscle on, and I'm not talking about 10, 15 pounds of muscle. All right, it can be 1 to 3 pounds. If you're putting on 5, that's a lot of muscle, especially dependent on your body weight. If your total body weight is 130 pounds or 150 pounds, if you're putting on 5 pounds of muscle, that's a huge percentage of muscle for you. You're going to be really increasing metabolism. But yeah, exercise is big because it can help you get into that deficit. And again, it does not have to be super intense. Walks a couple times a week, few times a week, trying to get 150 minutes in. That's going to allow you to see great results. Rupal, good to see you. Good to see you, Rupal. Thanks so much for joining as always. Great to see you in chat. Huge supporter of the channel as well. Thank you very much. Find exercise you actually enjoy. Oh, you have COPD, and I had to find activity I could physically do. That's great, Morgan. It sounds like you're doing a tremendous job. Congratulations. Absolutely. You have to find something that you like. It's the exact same. Exercise and diet are the exact same in my mind. If you're doing workouts that you don't enjoy, all right, you're not going to stick with your exercise plan. All right, you're going to probably drop off. You have to stick to something that you enjoy, and then also you enjoy and that works for you. So again, some people might find walking boring, or biking. Maybe you might want to go on a bike. You can go on hikes. You can swim. There's so many different things. Find what works for you, all right, and find that something that you enjoy. I think that's a great point. Miriam, thank you. This was great. Hope to be a regular participant. I hope that you are too as well, Miriam. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the kind words. All right, Health 2PL. One more thing. What if we eat simple carbs like white rice? All right, that's a great question. So right there, I would just be a little bit careful. All right, you have your high fiber like lentils, legumes, and chickpeas. The only thing there, Health 2PL, all right, you want to make sure that your macronutrients, so you want to make sure that and this is, in my opinion, a well-balanced diet. So it sounds like you're having a well-balanced diet there. So I can kind of, add my 2 cents in here. Again, this is just my 2 cents. Take it as it is. This is just something for you to consider. Again, I don't know your health history or what you're eating exactly right now, but let's say you're having simple carbs. White rice, you can add white rice in there every now and then. White bread, but the thing with white rice and white bread, there's so many other types of rices and types of breads. It's like, why go for the one that's devoid of all nutrients and it's going to spike your blood glucose the most? Does that make sense? Why not go? It doesn't have to be brown. There's like jasmine rice, basmati rice, black rice, things like that. Why go with the higher glycemic index sort of foods? Even if you're combining it with high fiber foods like lentils and chickpeas, what you're doing there is you're giving yourself two carbohydrate sources. Yes, lentils and chickpeas, yes, they do have some protein in it. Lentils are actually a complete protein since they have the amino acids, but still, even though they have some protein in there, they're still carbohydrate sources. All right, so during your weight loss, and also consider to limit calories from carbs. You're exactly right. You're sort of nailing the point. You're sort of nailing the point exactly. All right, you're giving yourself two carbohydrate sources. All right. Yes, you're getting some fiber, but we're missing out a little bit on the protein and the healthy fats. Okay, so just keep that in mind as well. A lot of people will think lentils, all right, is sort of like a nice protein source. Yes, there's protein in it. All right, yes, it's a nice protein, sort of meat alternative protein. All right. But you're getting a lot of carbohydrates with that meal. Let's say you're having white rice and chickpeas, getting some protein, yes, getting good fiber, yes, but you're getting a ton of carbs in that meal, all right, a ton of carbohydrates. And just by combining the two, why not separate the two? And then that can help you get into your deficit, because if you're adding that in, it's going to increase the carbohydrates, and it's going to keep your calories higher as well. You're just eating more food, especially if you pair it with some healthy fat and pair it with some protein. So I hope that kind of, but with like the white rice and the white bread, I'm not usually a huge stickler. Like I said, whole wheat bread and things like that. But if we have so many other choices compared to white rice and white bread, to me, it's like, why stick to the ones where we're getting no nutrients from, and we're going to spike our blood glucose levels a little bit when there's so many other great rice choices and even bread choices. Like bread, some people think whole wheat, but there's like Ezekiel, pumpernickel, all that great stuff. Even more sourdough. All right. So I hope that helps answer that question, Health 2PL. Rupal, I'll have to listen to yeah, that'd be great. Seeing my doctor, a new one, in a few hours. Okay. We talking about this partly. A surgery you had. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Rupal. I hope everything's okay with you. I hope the doctor visit goes great. I hope you're in great health. But yes, I'm glad that you're seeing your doctor. Absolutely. Aggie, thank you so much. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Aggie, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. It's one of my pet peeves, mispronouncing someone's name. So I apologize that. Happy to be here. Really needed this. Thanks so much. My pleasure. It's more than happy to do this. I hope each and everyone has a great day. I sure did enjoy the chat this morning. Thank you, Tammy. I hope you're still in here. Maybe if you're not, if you listen to this a little bit later. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for always being in here, and thank you for the support. Okay, due to a surgery that you had. Yes, hopefully it goes well. I hope you're feeling better. I hope the surgery was a great success. Those other rice taste better than white rice. Yeah, a lot of people, you know what, with white bread, I'm not a huge fan of white bread. I didn't grow up on white bread. All right. And does that mean, again, that you can never have white rice? Absolutely not. But as often as possible, I would make the change to, brown rice, jasmine rice, basmati rice, lower glycemic index, tons of micronutrients in there, and protein. Macronutrients are a little bit better as well. What do you mean when you said deficit again? Okay, so that's probably the biggest thing when it comes to weight loss, guys. All right, it changes from, all right, we don't need to rely just on the apple cider vinegar, the eggs, like, the list goes on and on. Chili peppers, Greek yogurt you'll see in there sometimes. fatty fish, eggs, MCT oil, things of that nature, certain vitamins and minerals. That stuff's all fine. It's great for our overall health, but it's not going to help us get into a deficit. And then we need to be in that deficit to lose belly fat. So for the discussion on the deficit, again, let's say your basal metabolic rate, so how many calories you burn throughout the day, is 1,500, and then you burn another 500 throughout the day. All right, if you want to lose, so that's 2,000 calories that you have to play with. Let's say 2,000 calories is the amount. All right, that's your maintenance level. We can have a surplus, maintenance, and deficit. Surplus you gain, maintenance you stay the same, deficit you lose. If we want to lose weight, we have to be eating less calories than it takes to maintain our weight. So if 2,000 is to maintain your weight, we have to be eating less than 2,000. All right, it can be eating less or we're burning more. We're exercising more. You can do it two ways. Again, I don't like people being super low in calories. All right, so I would like people burning more calories throughout the day, because the lower you go, the harder it is to get your micronutrients in. All right, and the more hungry you're going to be. Plus, the exercise brings the benefits of increased metabolism, increased heart health, all right, tons of increased mental, all right, cognitive benefits, all of that great stuff as well. So I really like the exercise. But the deficit is just to lose weight. And then if you're losing weight, that's your best chance, all right, of losing overall body fat and losing belly fat. So I hope that helps answer your question. But being in a deficit just means you're below maintenance level. If you're staying the same weight and you're trying, let's say, to lose a few pounds, all right, if you're staying the same weight, you know you have to eat less because you know you're eating at a maintenance level. Hello, everyone. Hello, Foods for Health. Anastasia, great to see you. Hello to you as well. Good morning. Thank you for the video. My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you so much for being in here, Anastasia. I really appreciate it. Health 2PL. Got it. Okay, perfect. I hope that helped answer some of the questions that you had dealing with diet. Again, I don't know what your workout schedule is like or anything like that. But just be mindful. The exercise can only help. Rupal, thank you. I'm okay. Just got the surgery. Has left the belly fat I just can't get rid of. Tried everything. Yeah, sometimes, and that's fair too. If you're giving it an honest try, all you can do is try your best. That's what I recommend to everyone. Try your best and then be as consistent as possible. If you're consistent, all right, it takes that willpower, but it also takes consistency. You're not going to see major changes in a week, 2 weeks, sometimes in a month, but if you're staying consistent for months on end, that's when you start to really see the changes and really see the benefits of staying on that consistent schedule, diet-wise, exercise-wise, whatever it is, combination of both. I think is the best way to try to lose weight and to try to lose that belly fat. Bread that has no yeast in it. Interesting question. Haven't looked too much into that. I know sometimes like rustic breads and things like that will have like no yeast in it. A lot of the times it's sort of like homemade breads without any yeast. It's kind of hard to find. I haven't really seen it too much in say like grocery stores or anything like that, where you're getting breads with no yeast in it. Sometimes like the rustic bread and things like that, homemade breads are going to be really helpful when it comes to having no yeast in it. Sometimes people might be a little bit sensitive to yeast. It can be inflammatory to some people, but I think a lot of the times it's that homemade bread, things of that nature. Yeah, Rupal. Yep, exactly. And the best thing that you're doing is talking to your doctor. Absolutely. Good for you. So, again, guys, the major point that I want to, you'll see olive oil, but the one thing, even this exact same thing with omega-3s, like from fatty fish and things like that. Olive oil is great. I'm not saying you can never have olive oil. I just did a video on 8 health benefits of olive oil. I think it's amazing. All right. Potential for weight loss? Maybe. Depends how much you're having. All right. Is there things like oleic acid that are going to help you automatically lose weight if you're having olive oil? Probably not, because olive oil is very, very calorie dense. It's high in calories, low in micronutrients, healthy fats in there. Absolutely. It's very high in monounsaturated, polyunsaturated fats. You get a little bit of omega-3 fats in there, all right, which can have the potential for benefits for weight loss. But again, you have to be careful when it comes to oils, because 1 tablespoon of olive oil is going to be well over 100 calories, and that's just 1 little tablespoon. I think there's something like 13 grams of fat or something like that in just 1 tablespoon. May I also ask something? Absolutely, Anastasia. I saw on myself great results by losing fat belly only by the simple habit and not eat too late and cut the snacks. That's the big one. Also consistent exercise. It's hard work and no magic. Well said. All right, just like I was saying before, it all comes down, it's the hard work. There's no magic drink, there's no magic food. It's being in that deficit. It's that consistent exercise that Anastasia that you said. It's cutting out the snacks. So the high calorie foods with low micronutrients, not a fan of, all right? Because 1, they're not going to fill you up. They're just going to make you feel hungrier, all right? A lot of times it's like sugar-based or high sodium, trans fats, saturated fats, things like that, all right? You're exactly right. The best way to lose and to get the best results for losing belly fat, all right? Not eating too late is nice. Do you have to cut out at a certain time? Don't have to, but it's nice that what you're doing there, Anastasia. I think the big one is the cutting out snacks, consistent exercise, all right, and eating healthy. But, cutting out too late at night is nice because it's closing your eating window. It's going to allow you to eat fewer and fewer calories. But we know nutrient timing isn't the most important thing in the world. But that's great, Anastasia. Congratulations. Sounds like you're doing an amazing job. A consistent exercise is a big one. And then you combine consistent exercise with having a consistent and healthy diet, a well-balanced diet where you're eating in a deficit. Like you said, you summed it up perfectly. It's hard work, all right, it's mindful eating. And those two combined, all right, are going to allow you to hit your goals. Absolutely. What is the best oil to cook with? All right, well, that's interesting. Olive oil can be good to cook with. We just got to make sure, all right, it doesn't have the best like at higher temperatures of cooking. All right, it can be a little bit worse than some of the other ones. I sort of will use things like coconut oil, canola oil to some degree. Avocado oil is nice just because they have a higher the word, I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but higher temperature, not like a burning temperature, where olive oil is a little bit lower, all right, and that can affect sort of a little bit of the healthy components of olive oil. So some of the antioxidants, the healthy fats, things of that nature. If you're kind of having it at a reduced heat, then olive oil is just fine. I use olive oil, all right? If I'm simmering something or I'm not using extreme heats, I'll use olive oil, all right? But if it's at a higher heat, then I think avocado oil, I think coconut oil is very good, and sometimes even canola oil I'll use, all right? And those are all, a lot of those are the best. Avocado oil is very, very nice. All right, it's getting more and more popular. Coconut oil was very, very popular like 5 years ago. And then canola oil has just sort of been like a staple. You're very welcome. And then again, if you're going to use olive oil or whatever it is, then, just make sure it's in moderation as well. I take a capsule of cod liver oil, capsule of garlic oil, an olive oil teaspoon every night and then. Is that too much? Just depends. The garlic oil won't have fat. The cod liver oil and the olive oil will have some fat. It's a teaspoon, so you're not really overdoing it. It's about 2 teaspoons of each of cod liver oil and olive oil. Is that too much? It just depends on your overall weight and how much fat you're already taking in during the day, Rupal. But I think, a teaspoon of cod liver oil, very nice. I take a teaspoon of fish oil twice a day, so we're getting about, the same amount. All right, I kind of like that. But again, I don't know all of your health history. I don't know how many calories you're eating throughout the day. but all three of those are tremendously healthy. Garlic oil, I love. All right, garlic I love in general, super healthy. I think a teaspoon is nice. Do you need more than a teaspoon? No, I would say no. I think teaspoon, all right, is more than enough. All right, that's the serving size recommended on my fish oil. All right, and then just looking at the calories and the amount of grams of actually fish oil I'm getting, and then the amount of EPA and DHA, it's perfect for me. All right, I love it. But yeah, just that's all very, very healthy, very, very healthy. Just make sure you're not overdoing it with fats. All right, and I think you'll be just fine. Those are two healthy fat sources. Grapeseed oil, grapeseed oil can be a good one. Is it good to cook with? High smoking point. It's moderate as well, so it's kind of similar to olive oil. The nice thing with grapeseed oil is it is nice with its healthy fats. It's not kind of like the other ones where I was mentioning monounsaturated fats. It's higher in polyunsaturated fats. All right, really, really high. A great polyunsaturated source. For high heat frying, or cooking or anything like that, you can definitely use grapeseed oil. Just be mindful that it doesn't have the highest sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Smoking point. All right, smoking point. The highest smoking point. It's very similar to olive oil. All right, where it doesn't have the highest smoking point, but again, high in polyunsaturated fats and everything like that. 100 sit-ups every night. Very nice, Montrese. Yeah, there you go. A client I was just talking about that with. Push-ups and sit-ups. Underrated exercises. That's daily, by the way. Oh, yep. I kind of assumed that it was daily. All right, Rupal, very nice. Now, I would just say with your vitamin tablets and stuff like that, as best you can, that's great. You're taking, vitamins and calcium and everything of that nature. If you can, try to take a powder or liquid, just because it has the biggest absorption rate. Tablets are a little bit less when it comes to the absorption of the vitamins. Just one little tip there for you, but it sounds like you're doing great. Please, what is the best low-calorie carbs for a diabetic? All right, low-calorie carbs. Okay, that's an interesting question. All right, so low-calorie carbs, all right, different from like what are the best carbs for a diabetic. And if it's type 2, all right, or pre-diabetic, all right, the best carb sources are going to be complex carbs. Low-calorie carbs would be from like your vegetables. All right, those are going to be your low-calorie carbohydrates. Lycia, thank you so much. Have a great day at work. Thank you so much, everyone, for the thumbs up. We're at 45 thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So best low-calorie carbs, again, it's going to have to be vegetables, because I can tell you complex carbohydrates like sweet potatoes, some of my favorite, oatmeal, beans, things like that. All right, they're not low-calorie, but they're complex carbohydrates where you're not going to be getting that huge blood sugar, blood glucose increase. But again, if you're diabetic, for one, speak to your doctor. All right, make sure that we speak with our medical practitioner. But I'm just going to give you some of the information here, and then you can take with it what you want. The best low calorie carbs, all right, are just going to be your vegetables. All right, because even if you're having the best complex carbohydrates, they're going to be higher in calories, especially they're just carb sources. Like a sweet potato is a carb source. Oatmeal, yes, some people will say fiber and some protein in it, but at the end of the day, it's a carb source. Same things with beans. Are sugary natural fruits like watermelon, pineapples, bananas, oranges okay for weight loss? Depends how much you have. That's a great question as well. I'm not for weight loss. Do I like the natural, like high fructose fruits? Not really. I'm not a huge fan of them. That's why I'm the banana hater. All right. I always tell people, limit it to one banana. Pineapples, I don't eat. Just a little bit too high in sugar for me. Grapes, I don't eat. Oranges are not too bad. For weight loss, I would try to have, especially with that, with your last question. All right, the diabetic, if it's type 2 or pre-diabetes, sorry, apples, pears, berries. Berries at the top of the list. Berries for sure, top of the list. Blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, blackberries. You cannot go wrong with all of those. High fibrous fruits, all right, lower in sugar. All right, the other ones are just going to spike blood glucose levels. All right, like a banana will do the same. Pineapples for sure. Watermelon's not too bad. Watermelon's a good one, but I would stick with like your apples, your pears, even some citrus fruits like grapefruit is a nice one. All right, and grapefruit is a nice one too. There's some research out there, grapefruit for belly fat loss, which is kind of funny bringing that up. But your high fibrous fruits, all right, things like that, and berries. Berries, you cannot go wrong. Berries are a superfood. Blueberries are probably my favorite fruit. I have them every day, and I have a whole cup of them. All right, it's only like 86 calories, but tons of micronutrients, tons of antioxidants. I love blueberries. And strawberries, same thing. Anthocyanin antioxidants, which have tremendous health benefits, inflammation, reduction of heart disease, cardiovascular disease, great for the brain, cognitive health, digestive health, great. Bacon, chicken, don't eat the skin. Yeah, just be careful with bacon and everything like that. I know it's popular on keto, and that's why a lot of people like it, but you're getting a ton of trans fats and saturated fats, very little nutrition. Thank you so much for the 46 thumbs up, guys. We're reaching that 50. I think we're going to hit it today. You guys are crushing the thumbs up button there, guys. Thank you very much. I've lost in the summer without effort a couple pounds by eating tons of watermelon and sweet fruits like this as I was in Greece. The secret is not to eat processed food, at least for me. Yes, that's great to point out, Anastasia. For some, like for yourself, great. All right, absolutely great. All right, people can get away with that. For myself, I cannot have grapes. All right, my body just reacts horrible to grapes and pineapple and, certain types of melon. I have to stick with like the apples, pears, berries, things like that. Grapefruit and kiwi to a certain degree, some of the exotic fruits. But, watermelon's fine. All right, but the sweet fruits, very, very tough for me. And for a lot of people, I'll wake up feeling kind of horrible the next day. I can't remember the last time I had grapes. Grapes I just cannot have. They're just too much fructose for me. And again, that's going to depend on person to person. I have family members that love grapes. They can have a whole bowl of grapes, all right, and be fine. All right, and you're getting some nice anthocyanin antioxidants and some good nutrients from grapes. But it's just the fructose level for me that makes it a little bit tough. But again, it's dependent for everyone. It's the exact same thing with pineapple. People will cut up pineapple and they'll just start enjoying. They'll want me to enjoy the pineapple. Just can't do it. Don't even have one. Even though I would love to, because it has great digestive health benefits like bromelain, and all of that, great nutrients. It's just sometimes some foods work for you, sometimes don't. Sometimes they don't. Like gluten will work for some people, sometimes it won't. Dairy, same thing. I'm kind of cutting back on dairy a little bit right now, to be honest with you guys. Not that I'm sensitive to it or anything like that, but I'm just trying to cut back a little bit. A nice one, if you are trying to cut back on dairy, almond milk, not my favorite, but almond milk is a nice one. One of my new favorites, cashew milk. Love it. All right. Tremendous taste. All right. Give that one a try if you guys like. Yes, everyone is different. Absolutely, Anastasia. And everyone is different. That's why I say keep it simple and do what works for you and do what makes you happy, where you can still reach your goals. Thumbs up, Empowering Women. Thank you so much. Rupal, thumbs up. Look at all the thumbs up. Thank you so much, Empowering Women. Like I said, love the name. Miriam, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I stopped eating rice and bread for months now, and it helped me. Good. I stopped eating all meats, but just started eating chicken in bits. Yes, I'd go with the white meats like chicken and stuff like that, turkey. If you're going to start adding them in, maybe staying away from red meats and things like that, less inflammation, other health benefits and things like that. I think that's a nice one. And you know what? Just by cutting out rice and bread, a lot of people will think, I cut out bread, I lost weight. It must have been the bread that was making me gain weight. But the thing The important thing is that you could just cut out calories, all right? And at the end of the day, it's the cutting out calories that's going to help with the weight loss and help with the belly fat loss and all of that great stuff, all right? So sometimes people will think, oh, well, I stopped eating bread, or I cut my bread intake in half. So, bread made me gain weight. Bread made me gain weight. All right, the carbohydrates. All right, but in turn, you just cut out some calories. Maybe with cutting out bread, 2 slices, you cut out maybe 240 calories. That's huge. Maybe if you're putting like some peanut butter or butter on it, all right, it could be like 350 calories. All right, so that's great. Do what works for you. Hazelnut milk. That sounds amazing. I might have to give this a try. That sounds awesome. Thanks, Morgan, for that. I'll have to give hazelnut a try. Someone turned me on to cashew milk, and I loved that. I wasn't a fan of almond milk, maybe in a smoothie or something like that, but it wasn't a huge fan of the taste. Massa, thank you so much for joining. What a great eye-opener topic. Well, thank you very much. Thank you. My pleasure, Massa. Thank you very much for the kind words. Anastasia, I like this channel because it's not only the useful information you're giving us, is also that you're very polite and respectful. Well, thank you very much of each and every one in the chat. Very pleasant to watch. Well, thank you, Anastasia. I really appreciate the compliments there. Thank you very much. I'm glad that you guys are getting good value, and I'm even more happy that you guys are enjoying the discussion as much as I am. I love these live chats. It's a great way to communicate with you guys. Yes, the videos go up, but we can actually communicate live in person, and I think that's a great way to do it. I don't know if there's a lot of other channels that do the live streams or things like that, but I like doing it. It's, you can get the information out there. You can answer specific questions, which I like doing, especially on this topic. This is like my bread and butter. I do this for a living. But, I love this topic, and I like kind of debunking some of the myths. I think it might have been Morgan. Unfortunately, I can't scroll up, but Morgan brought up at the very beginning debunking some of the myths. I get a little bit disappointed. Excuse me, sorry. I get a little disappointed when I see videos where it's like, drink this one drink to melt away belly fat, or make belly fat melt away. I get a little disappointed with that because it's kind of not disingenuous. I know that with the studies and everything out there, you can increase your metabolism. It can allow you to burn more calories throughout the day, but unless you're in a deficit, and unless you're getting that exercise in, all right, then you're just not going to be losing weight. And the other important thing is, just because you're finding in some studies where you're losing belly fat, you have to look at those studies. A lot of the times in those studies, all right, the reason why maybe belly fat was lost was because they ate less calories. I think in some of them, the average was 400 calories. So what is that telling us? They were probably in a deficit of calories. And so it all comes back to that, usually full circle. You have to be in that deficit of calories, guys. Thank you so much for this 47 thumbs up. I really appreciate it, guys. Tremendous support today. Really appreciate it. The one great thing also about these streams, being able to help people, we're doing right now, it's Wednesdays and Fridays, and if you guys have more questions, please feel free to ask. Just as I'm saying, our schedule here, but we're doing Wednesdays and Sundays, and we're keeping that consistent. We're doing 2 hours each of those days, so 4 hours of live stream where I'm trying to give you as much value as possible. Daily videos as often as possible. Pretty much every day right now. All right. Yesterday's was, can hardly even remember yesterday's. Beet juice. The one before that, olive oil. I think there was sweet potato juice the day after that. So I really, really hope that you guys are getting great value from these live chats. All right, great value from these live chats. The thumbs up, I'm always blown away. You look at the statistics and it's like 99%, 98, 99, 100% thumbs up. Tons of thumbs up on all the videos. I really appreciate that. And all of the nice comments that you guys are leaving. So I really appreciate that. The only other way, again, that you can support the channel, there's going to be no join function. I want everyone in here as often as possible. No Patreon. I want this open to everyone. If you feel so so inclined, the super chat function is the other way to support the channel and to give back to the channel if you are finding great value in the information through these live streams and through the videos. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. It appears that belly fat is the last fat to be reduced. It definitely can be. It definitely can be. It just depends. Some people are a little bit different. On average, and usually most of the time, you'll see that belly fat is one of the last. And the reason why that is because we put belly fat on first. The place usually where we put it on first, is the place where we're going to lose it last. But again, I think I'm getting great value from you. Well, that's great, Ola. Thank you very much. I'm glad that you are. I hope everyone is. The other important thing is, one, you cannot spot reduce. So we cannot spot reduce belly fat. And that's why I get a little disappointed when I read something about green tea or apple cider vinegar melting away belly fat. We can't spot reduce. It's not like we drink green tea and then it's automatically going into our body and attacking belly fat and melting away belly fat. If we want belly fat to be dropped and we want to lose belly fat, we have to lose body fat. We have to lose weight and we have to lose body fat. Now, if we want to get really technical, do you have to lose weight? Well, maybe not. Maybe you're putting on muscle and you're making body composition changes. Usually you will have to lose a little bit of weight, but maybe not as much because you're putting on a little bit of muscle. All right, I know people who will sort of do a slow sort of weight loss process where they're doing weight training and they're putting on muscle and they're slowly losing body fat and they're staying in and around the same weight. So at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is we just need to lose overall body fat, and it's through that process of losing overall body fat where we start to lose belly fat. All right, and it's that belly fat. If that's what we want to lose, then we have to make sure we're losing body fat overall. All right, overall body fat loss is the important thing and is the key. The only way we can do that, guys, is by being in a calorie deficit. It all comes back. I think Anastasia said it. All right, there's no magic. All right, unfortunately, there isn't. It's just all hard work. It's all being, it's some willpower. It's consistency. It's mindful eating. I know some people like the journal idea that I had thrown out earlier so that way you know what you're eating and what's going into your body. I think that's extremely important. All right, that way you can make little bits of changes to your diet over time if you need to. All right, let's say you're not losing weight and you go back through the week and you see what you're eating. Maybe it's a little bit too much here, too much there. You can cut out a little bit. That way that you can have that extra little deficit. Anastasia, thank you so much. A little appreciation from me. I hope your channel will keep growing. Thank you so much, Anastasia. I really appreciate the super chat and the support. Thank you so much. And I hope, I see you in chat, and I hope we can continue. We'll grow together and keep answering your questions. You've been engaging this whole entire time. The things that you said, I could not disagree with. I think we're pretty much on the same page, Anastasia, when it comes to losing weight and losing belly fat. But thank you so much for your generosity. And I'm glad, that you're appreciating the live streams. Thank you so much for your generosity. I really, really appreciate that. And thank you for the kind words. Thank you for the kind words. So thank you so much. But at the end of the day, guys, again, don't put too much pressure on yourself. When it comes to losing weight, a lot of people, and Anastasia, you can agree to this because, I've seen exactly what you've been saying and paying attention to what you've been saying in chat and other people as well. All right. The one thing that we don't want to do, all right, is put too much pressure on ourselves. All right. A lot of people, all right, want to shoot for that 5 pound a week body fat or body weight loss. There is nothing wrong with losing 1 to 2 pounds a month. All right, 1 to 2 pounds a month. If you lose a week, 1 to 2 pounds a week. All right, and I'm getting to that because I want to talk about in a month. Let's say you're losing 1.5 pounds a week. So we take the average. All right, over time, that's going to be 7 pounds in a month. If you do that for 4 months, all right, you just lost 28 pounds. You almost just lost 30 pounds in 4 months, and you did it in a healthy way where you're not restricted. All right. And that's the most important thing. So a lot of people will think it's a failure. All right. Oh, wow. I only lost a pound. I only lost half a pound, 1.5 pounds. It's not a failure. It's a marathon, not a sprint, guys. We want to do it in a healthy way as well. All right. Don't try for the 5. If you go for the 5, what I see all the time is what we call yo-yo dieting. You might lose really, really fast. All right. If you lose 5 for a month, okay, that's great. You lost 20 pounds. But are you going to be able to keep up that restricted diet? Are you going to be able to keep up that amount of exercise? It's very tough, and you see people fall off all the time. And so they lose the 20 pounds really quick, but then they got to go back to their regular workout schedule because they're burnt out. They have to go back to, eating the way they were before because they're just too tired and their energy levels are so low. It's just not the right way, in my opinion, to do it. You have to take it step by step. And again, if you're losing 1 to 1.5 pounds, 1.5 pounds a week, in 4 months, you're losing anywhere from 25 to 30 pounds. Who does not want that? And you have a better chance to keep it off. That's the important thing. Anastasia, thank you again for the super chat. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate your generosity. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. No stress or pressure. Yes, stress just helps produce cortisol, absolutely, which leads to weight gain. Yes, cortisol, the stress hormone, all right, for one, all right, can lead to weight gain. It can also prevent weight loss. So you're exactly right. All right, and that's the big thing. There's a lot of people right now who, are super high in cortisol. And don't forget, we wake up in the morning with the most cortisol. So if we're waking up stressed, and a lot of times they'll say to kind of, not overdo it with caffeine in the morning. But just remember, guys, cortisol, as Anastasia is pointing out, the stress hormone, all right, can lead to weight gain, and it can absolutely hinder weight loss. All right, but just make sure that we're keeping it under control. We want as little stress in our life as possible. There's enough stressors. All right, we have enough stress in our life right now. This is one that we can just keep simple, like we've been saying through the whole time, and like everyone else has been sort of agreeing with. I think if we can keep that stress down, it's only going to help you reach your goals and make you a happier and healthier person overall. And that's the major goal. That's what we want from this. Again, it's not something that we want to be adding more stress to. Sometimes I'll get clients to kind of track their food. If it becomes too much of a stressor, we cut it out. All right. If it's a stressor, they're not going to keep doing it. I agree with the advice, 1 to 2 pounds a week, Angela. Well, thank you very much. I agree. Yep, I think that's the best, just because you're not too restricted, and it's going to be a lifestyle change rather than a quick fix, or what sometimes is referred to a crash diet. And it gives you a much better chance of keeping it off, which is exactly what we want. If we can keep it off, we nailed it. All right, because we just won. I know Morgan lost 26 kilograms. Being able to keep that off, that's a tremendous win. And wow, 49 thumbs up, guys. We're almost at that 50. Thank you so much for the support today. I really appreciate it. I observe that sometimes because I didn't eat as much in the day, I feel hungry at night. And when I take a banana or oranges or a handful of groundnut, I feel good before going to bed. Absolutely. Well, that's interesting you bring that up, Ola, because there's been lots of research that shows carbohydrates, all right, will help you to sleep. All right. They're going to, people who take carbohydrates before, bedtime, all right, carbohydrates can help with even like a banana and oranges and things like that. A faster digesting carbohydrate can help with sleep. So people who are having sleep issues, again, you could probably get the same benefit with a complex carbohydrate, like a groundnut, a handful of nuts and seeds. I think is great as well. All right, like protein and fiber is going to fill you up. All right, and same with healthy fats. So say you're having almonds, then you're getting a nice mix of protein, healthy fats, and fiber. All right. But yes, carbohydrates can definitely help with sleep. I think like if you're having like the orange or like a grapefruit, apple, things of that nature, all right, I think you're doing just fine. Because remember, as long as it's fitting your macronutrients and your total calories for the day, nutrient timing isn't super important. All right, nutrient timing, all right, we can have that as long as we're still in our deficit. All right, we can have a little bit before bed. Don't be super scared of that, guys. All right, just make sure you're staying in your deficit. I know people like to close at 7 or 8 a little bit before bed. That's fine too. All right, you can definitely close. All right, but again, the benefit from that is that you're just reducing calories. You're not eating that late night snack. Say that you're at a maintenance, all right, and then you have that late night snack and you add 300 calories. Boom, you just went into a surplus, and then that's how you gain weight. Cereals are good late or at night. Cereals can be okay. Just be careful because with cereals, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that if you're in your deficit, RuPaul. All right. Again, I would go for something that's high in fiber if you can. All right. Cereal, just depends. You don't want anything too sugary. A lot of cereals can be kind of sugary at nighttime. Oatmeal's a nice one. Oatmeal's a great one, just because the high fiber and everything of that nature. But yeah, as long as you're staying in your deficit. I've read somewhere that the best thing to eat right before bed is kiwis. That's funny. I was just mentioning that. Or pistachios. They have something in them which helps you fall asleep. Melatonin, which is converted to tryptophan. So pistachios or pumpkin seeds big time. All right. So serotonin converted to tryptophan, all right, converted to serotonin, all right, and then that's your sleep hormone. Tryptophan also going to make you more tired. It's in turkey. We hear that all the time. When you have a turkey meal, all right, you feel more tired, all right, but you're getting that serotonin, the sleep hormone, all right. So even melatonin. So serotonin, tryptophan, and then melatonin, all right. Serotonin, melatonin is your sleep hormone. That's why a lot of people will supplement with melatonin. Helps them sleep. You can maintain your diet. You're not stressed, and you slowly learn to control your diet. Exactly, Angela. That's 100% right. You maintain your diet and you're in control. If you're in control, all right, that's the definition of mindful eating. And thank you so much for the 50 thumbs up, guys. I appreciate it. The good cereals, RuPaul. Exactly. That's what I knew you meant. 100% there, buddy. 100%. The good cereals, for sure. If you're having that good cereal, if you're in your deficit, right on. Yes, right. 100. Yeah, Anastasia. So there you go. Pumpkin seeds are great for that. Pumpkin seeds are one of the best things that you can have before bed, just because of the things I was mentioning. That melatonin, sleep hormone. All right. From serotonin to tryptophan and then to melatonin. So you're exactly right. Kiwis are nice. Grapefruit, that's funny because I had mentioned kiwis, but grapefruits are nice as well. Help with that sleep before bed. And thank you again, Anastasia. I really appreciate the support that you gave with the super chat there. A little appreciation from me. I hope your channel will keep growing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Alpine fiber flakes or muesli. Yeah, there you go. Those are great. Absolutely. Fiber flakes, good fiber, filling you up throughout the night. I think that's amazing. All right, guys. Well, I have to say, excellent chat today. We just went over 2 hours talking about it. Do you get Horlicks in the States? That's nice. I don't think so. I haven't heard of that. Horlicks. I'm in Canada. We have a little bit, our selection isn't always the best, I'll be honest. But I have not heard of Horlicks before, RuPaul. I'll have to take a look at that and see exactly what it is and then get back to you. But I'll take a look at that. Nice in the evening. Let me take a look at that. But over 2 hours today, guys. And like I said, our Wednesdays and Sundays, we're going to try to go for about 2 hours. I don't know how many channels are doing 2 hour streams bi-weekly, engaging in the chat, but I know that we're going to do that here. I want to give you as much value as possible, at least 2 times a week, guys. So I hope that you got a ton out of this discussion. We debunked some myths. We talked about how we actually want to lose belly fat. It comes down to hard work. It comes down to being in a calorie deficit, and we know we cannot spot reduce belly fat. We need to lose belly fat overall. All right. If we lose belly fat overall, not belly fat overall, body fat overall, we want to be losing body fat. That's going to be the best way to lose belly fat. Consistency, guys. And Yes, Canada. Oh, it's a malt drink, Morgan. Yeah, you're in the UK. There you go. Thank you and have a great time, everyone. Oh, yes, in Canada. Oh, in Germany. Very nice. Coming from Greece. Man, we've had people all over the world today. That's awesome. Thank you for letting me know, Anastasia. From Germany, coming from Greece. Very nice. Places I would love to visit. Would love to visit Greece at this point in the year. Getting cold here. I'll have to Google it, Rupal. Absolutely. Thank you so much for this session. First time joining your live session. Bravo. Thank you very much, Ola. It was great having you in there. I hope to see you in more. Like I said, yeah, that's awesome, Rupal. I'll be posting it up. You can catch up on it. Absolutely. Thank you so much. And I'll be back on Sunday, guys, for another interesting live stream. All right, we'll go 2 hours. Come in with your questions if you feel like it. I'll be going over a topic as always. Thank you so much for your generosity. Big shout out to Rupal. These are the names I can see. Sorry, I can't scroll up. Ola, Angela, Anastasia, Morgan, Ola. Sorry, I can't get any more names than that. Anastasia, big thank you to you as well again for your generosity. Really appreciate it. Morgan, thank you so much. Morgan, you were here the whole time. Love this. Debunked totally. Thank you, as always, informative. Well, thank you very much, Morgan. I really appreciate the nice words. Rupal, thank you. Thank you so much for the support, guys, and for the kind words. We'll be here next on Sunday. Love Canada. Thank you. Thanks, Rupal. Yeah, it's very lucky and very fortunate to be here. But we will be back on Sunday for another live stream. Thank you so much, guys, for all your support. I appreciate it. More videos to come every single day. And then, like I said, I'll give you guys the reminder for Sunday of when exactly we'll be starting and what the topic is for our Sunday live stream. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. I appreciate you all.